So ultimately, where we end up is here. In the video, what we're going to be going through is everything apart from the drums. So we're going to go through bass. There is more to this song than just bass. Bass, the mid-bass growls and how to make those, using vocals, different types of vocals. We're also going to be going through pads and luscious effects, a couple of little dub elements in there as well, and also risers. All of that is covered in this video. You just have to watch it to the end and you'll become a better producer. And we've also just hit 1,500 subscribers, which is, just absolutely bananas. So if you're not subscribed, you know what I mean? You're missing out on this beautiful community that we're creating. Yeah, and if you are subscribed, then, I appreciate you. So without further ado, let's jump into the making of this symphony. And yeah, we'll go from there. Now, obviously, I've been through drums on plenty of other videos. So I'm just gonna put together some drums that we can start working with. And here we are. So potentially the simplest drums. First of all, I want some nice growls in here because that's going to ultimately determine the bass line. How do I want to do it? Let's choose Serum. What a surprise. I saw this cool video on TikTok about how you can make these interesting sounding growls using these spectral waveforms. So Phase Verb is a nice one. Monster 6 is also a nice one. What we're going to do is using this LFO, we're going to drag it here like that, drag it down a little bit, just like that, to give it like a quick ascension, yeah? And then we're going to pull the level down, put it on the level, put it on the level, yeah? Super, super, super simple. Now, I'm going to drop this down by 2 semitones, and when I then create a lovely note, like that, make it a bit smaller, like that, and then let's make this there. Cool. So that's sounding pretty nice. So with the beat, see how that sounds? But we want it to have a bit more pizzazz. So we're gonna go to the effects. We're gonna add in maybe a bit of distortion, a little bit of reverb, maybe a bit of delay as well. Let's link them. Turn the feedback down a little bit. Give it quite a lot of low cut. More in the... Yeah, that sounds nice. Now, in terms of some of the effects, what we're going to do is we're going to use a really harsh EQ so that we don't have any low end because the bass line is going to be whomping. So we're going to cut out, I'd say everything on about 200 hertz, maybe a bit less. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put on a bit warmer. It's got a nice amount of drive, just to give it a bit more oomph. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create effectively a dual reverb. So we're going to create 2 chains by right-clicking 2 chain. This is going to be reverb. This is going to be dry. Now, the reason that we do that is so that we still have the dry signal coming through, and then the reverb is actually on a separate channel so that it doesn't get as muddy. So we're going to put on the reverb, maybe give it about 3 and a bit seconds, cut out some of the low, put it on 100%, and then when we end solo that, this is what we have. That sounds real nice. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put a compressor in after this and then sidechain the kick, their threshold down. Cool. And then all together. Yeah, that sounded real nice. What I'd always advise that you do is try and make sounds based on the sounds that you already have. So that just means that with this doesn't mean that this is the end of this sound. For example, what we could do is just bring that all the way here and then make this a little pop like that. I don't really like the compressor bit, and this is a bit much. I also don't like the delay in there. And I also don't like how... it sounds like I really don't like this, but I actually do. I'm going to make it like... Oh, see? Just tiny, tiny little changes like that. And it gives us something really cool. Now, what if, instead of it being the same on each, because that would get a bit boring, what if we then just increase this slightly, like that? So it's going to go do, da. Boom. ba. We want it to just kind of go boom, ba. I know that it sounds a bit messy at the moment, but what we do want to do is we just want to get a bit of a vibe in there, because I could spend ages trying to get the drums all sounding really nice and the bass sitting really nice, but that might detract from actually creating something that sounds cool that I can then work on, rather than thinking, oh, this kick doesn't work, and then just ignoring it altogether, because that really easily happens. So I want to put in a quick bass line. I'm going to do sort of like a respace. The way that you do that is you use two saw waves. One of them on the fine is 24 and the other one is minus 24. Turn the random all the way off, put the filter on A and B. I like using MG24. Bring it down a bit, put this little musical note on and give it a bit of drive, and then what we have is a lovely rumbly sub bass. Here what we want to do is we do want to add in a compressor, which is going to sidechain from the kick like that, a bit warmer to make it a bit boomy. And then the final thing that we're going to do is just put it in mono. We could put the portamento on. No, we're not going to do that. So then let's come up with a bass line. Maybe down, maybe like down to F. Down to F, yeah. And then maybe here what we do is it goes back up to A. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. So something else that I thought could be cool in the mid bass section is if we were to control the filter, but using a reverb filter. You can see here it's all like, it's really weird looking. What I want to do is I want to record in a load of examples of this from the mid bass, but then just slightly tweak it every time. And then we can audition them and figure out which we like the look of. So I'm just going to record this in. Oh, they sound better up here. These sound pretty good. Make them a lot quieter. What if we were to like push them to like here? Yeah. Now I'm going to turn this off again. Yeah. Oh, we've got a nice tail here as well. Now what we can do is we can go like really in any direction that we want, but I think the direction that I do want to go is something a bit liquidy but a bit moody at the same time. I think what could sound cool in here is like just some vocals, not saying anything, and ad-libs. And thanks to all of you guys, I know what ad-libs are now. Yeah, so shout out to these people on the screen. Key, E minor. I want them to be like really washed out and a bit weird sounding. Yeah, I quite like that one. All right.
I'm all kinds of bad when I drop on the beat.
Oh, what about something like that? That could be cool. Maybe I was wrong in my beliefs.
I'm all kinds of bad when I drop on the beat. Kiss like this. This lollipop is popping. You wanna give it a kiss?
No. Absolutely not. Right, so I'm going to create a bunch of vocals, and I've just downloaded a whole load here, and they might be good. They might not be good. And what we're going to do is we're going to select all of them, put them on Complex Pro, drag those bad boys down, have a little listen, see what we're working with. I think that sounds better lower. I'm going to put my vocal rack on here. Cut out all the low. Yeah, nice. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to record all of this in to the vocal group and call this swells, because here it's going to grow back in but using the vocals. This is a really nice trick that you can do for any genre, and you'll just hear how beautiful it sounds. So it's this bit here, for example, is what we want. So let's cut that out, get rid of that, get rid of that. And then we're going to reverse this, make it a bit louder so we can actually see what it is. You can see there, it's just like a nice swell. And we're going to turn it down. Yeah, so it's just kind of like transitioning it back into this part here. So I'm thinking that the actual loop itself is sounding really good, and there are several areas that we need to beef up a little bit, because I think certainly in like this section here, it's a little bit boring, but that's fine. Now, one of the things that I was thinking I could do, and I even left myself a reminder to do it on video rather than off video, was just to add like an echo to the vocals. I know there's kind of a delay, but if there was to be an echo on the whole group that started here, and then it would need to cut out here. Maybe if it was like a bit more gradual. It should go like there. Yeah, there we go. And maybe like just some sort of little weird glitchy boys in there as well could sound cool. Kind of like the previous video, which I know that you've watched. So we're going to our favorite splice, Japanese percussion. That sounds cool. No, African. We've got some like Middle Eastern sort of bongo things, boots and claps. Let's try these out. Oh yeah, a Middle Eastern essentials. Not really the vibe that we're going for. Right, let's put a couple of these in to see how we're sounding. I want it to go like dun-dun-dun. Maybe we could use one of these. What we'll do is we'll create an audio effect rack and then 2 chains, and then we'll put on like a weird reverb. Dirty synth room. That sounds clean. I think this one needs to be a bit quieter. That one kind of just sounds pretty cool on its own. Let's try it. Then we could put in an echo. What I'm going to do is just split these and then have this one a lot quieter, and then this is going to have the echo. And maybe this one, we actually just make it quieter. Or what if these were just reversed? Good old reverse. It does the hard work, so you don't have to. This is a bit much. Yeah, that sounds better. So I think what I want to start doing now is structuring it so that it sounds a bit more like a song. So I think what we want in here is some nice chords and sort of like a deep pad. So I wonder if I've already got one that I've previously made. Isaac Deep Pad. And that sounds promising. Join these together, put these chords over here. Like, comment, and subscribe. And then we want the bass line to follow these notes. So it's E, A, F sharp. So E, maybe if we went up instead, because otherwise it might be a bit dank. E, A, F sharp. I don't know if this quite works. What I want to do is I want to get like the root note of the chords, and then I think we'll be able to build it from there accordingly. So let's try that with a piano and keys. So the first note is definitely E. So I think then if this is a B chord and this is the A chord, or yeah, so one of the chords. It's annoying that doesn't quite work. We'll get there. So what I'm going to do on these chords is I'm going to put the higher notes in and then reduce the high frequencies so that we've still got a bit up there, but it's not as pronounced. So we'll just chuck on an EQ8, cut out the low below like 150. We'll put some saturators on here, a bit warmer, just to make it sort of, kind of makes it sound like it's clipping a little bit. Maybe we'll do that even more with a bit of overdrive. We want something else in here as well. Maybe a guitar. I know there's some really nice ones in Labs. So let's see what we're working with. Oh, that could be nice. Maybe if it's like really washed out. Audio effects rack, amps. Here we've got Dreamy Amp Space. It's not moody enough. Space Pluck, that sounds moody. It's got a weird sort of low end in there, which I want to cut out. But will that then work with the drop? Oh, we could do some interesting stuff with this, where we're gonna drown it out with too much reverb, and then we're gonna consolidate it, and then we're gonna have it as like little swells. So we're gonna go reverb. I think probably Valhalla, just because they are dumb how big these reverbs are. Massive vocal, for some reason, I always think just sounds really nice. Oh, I've just had another good idea, actually. I saw this cool TikTok about how you can make chords sound even lusher than what they are already. And that is by creating the return track, as you see here. Or sorry, the frozen loveliness. And then stretching it out twice as long. And we'll do it on complex, like that. Yeah. That sounds cool. We're going to use that there, but then we're also going to use some of these guys as swells. So maybe like this bit, put it on its own channel. I want this to then loop again like that, but I want to cut out all of the vocals here and then add in a shaker. I'm not going to download one. I have about 1 million shakers. So we're going to create a new channel in the hat group so that it's all consistent. So I think we have some lovely elements of this song. I like all of these bits, but what I'm not liking is the arrangement, and also this bit here, sort of the central location, because I think it sounds a bit too similar to this, and it's a little bit boring, and I don't like it. Well, I do like it, but I don't like the arrangement. So that's what I'm going to focus on now. As you can see, new t-shirt, a new day. One thing that I do think would sound really good here is if we had just like a nice vocal sample to build it up and to kind of like fill this space, and it also then gives us like other pre-drop vocals that we can use, and you know, gonna sound real nice. What I've found is 3 different like vocals that I like. They're all very different, but we'll see. So the first one, it kind of gives this vibe.
The city lights blur in your eye.
I think that one might be the best one. I think that one's got really good potential.
I was lost for a while, searching for a purpose.
I don't know about that one. I'm just going to chuck my vocal rack on here.
I was lost for a while.
The city lights blur in your eyes. Take me where the stars don't matter, and we'll drive till the sun comes up. Take me where the stars don't matter.
And I've just selected out this little vocal.
The stars don't matter.
Yeah, that's the one. I knew it. I do actually really also like this one as well. Oh yeah, that sounds so cool. Maybe that'd be good like here. So I want this to have a lot more echo. So it goes, like that. I'm gonna turn that off. Oh, let's actually try putting it down an octave. Classic Isaac move. Oh my lord, I put on a new t-shirt and I genuinely feel like a new man. What I also want is like a little pre-drop in there as well. So I'm gonna like a pre-drop drum, fuck me, a pre-drop drum kit in there as well. Absolute tongue twister. Maybe I don't want the kick in there. We'll find out together. Very, very break. And then we're gonna have a auto filter. We're going to test whether we want it to go this way or that way, because as of right now, I just don't know. I don't know the answer to your questions, guys. Well, I do, but I'm gonna build anticipation. I think the other way, actually. And then like an increasing reverb. I don't know if this is going to sound good. This might actually sound terrible. See how it all sounds together. Oh, I'm excited.
Take me where the stars don't matter.
Yeah, man, this is really cool. Now, one thing that I did think it needs is a little something or other. What if we just use this? Get rid of that one, get rid of this one, just so that we're going to cut out all the low and also make it a lot quieter. I do think the reverb wants to be higher to begin with. I think this bit here could be better. And I think one of the issues is we have maybe too many vocal things going on. So I'm going to start by turning these on. Oh yeah, so one thing that I am going to do on the bass line is I'm going to create a sub, because on this sub, you'll notice here, you see that phasing? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a sub layer underneath, and that is just going to be sub sine, because it's real nice. And then we need to mix them together. So this bass line, we can cut out the lows. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the compressor on the group. Put another EQ on here at about 35 hertz. And maybe we give it a bit more in this. Might put a bit of erosion on there as well, just again to bring out a couple of those top elements. I'm going to increase the unison on the initial sub. I'm going to bring them together a little bit more. Put it on 5. And I am going to create just a pre-drop bass line, just because it needs to be filled in. I want to make this a lot quieter, cut out even more of the low.
And we'll drive till the sun comes up. Take me where the stars don't matter.
And then as well, what happens if we just stretch this out? See how it sounds if we select our and then drag these out.
Stars don't matter.
No, I actually prefer the first one. But what if we had like the kick going do 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 like that, just like that. And then I also want an auto filter on this. And that's just going to open up ever so slightly. In fact, we're just to make matters even simpler, we're going to cut that away. On the kick, we're going to leave that as it is. But then on the pre-drop kick, it's going to open up. It's going to open up its feelings. Let's try turning these two off.
The stars don't matter.
Ooh, zesty. And then what if the reverb here just went up even more? What if this was like half?
Take me where the stars don't matter.
And then what I am thinking is we're going to do like just a very slight auto filter going the other way to cut out some of the lows just on like here. And And then maybe even just a touch of reverb. Increase the dry wet from here. I was going to see what fills we can find for drum fills. That could sound cool. Let's try putting it here instead.
Don't matter.
I quite like the idea of just these tiny little fills going. I'm literally just going to cut the smallest bit out of it. Maybe even just this bit. Maybe put this on its own and then get rid of this reverb. What? Fucking hell. It was it wasn't it was the wrong one. And then what we're going to do is a cool reverb trick on this fill. We're going to create a new return track. And then we're going to put on a lot of reverb. I'm going to put on also an EQ at the beginning. And then also a compressor. And then from the compressor, we're going to sidechain, you've guessed it, the kick. And then we're going to decent amount of reverb. And then what you do is you then automate just a shelf like this. Hear that? But we can give it even more. So this reverb wet, it needs to be at 100%. Bring out saturator just a wee bit. So these chords want to be a lot quieter. Let's see what it sounds like with the vocals in there as well. We want like a bigger swell, like a bigger riser in there. And we're gonna just search for riser. See what we can glean. Nice, immediately nice. I also like that one. And I like that one. I think that one would sound nice in the break sections. So that's this one. And then we've also got, this. So this one wants to go here. That one also wants to go there. That one as well, probably. Unwarp them. They're a bit more natural. Cut the end off there. Just gonna glue these together slightly as well. Yeah, so that I was absolutely correct, but it's just a bit loud. I'm gonna cut out some of the lows as well because it's probably quite muddy in the bottom. I think these need to be even quieter, to be honest. It really is meant to be subtle. Is that right? There, not there, not there. And that is gonna go there. That is gonna go there, and then this is gonna be the breakdown. And breakdowns are really easy. You just need to copy the first bit and just add something really cool sounding, which to be honest is all of this. I'm gonna copy that, put it there.
Stars don't matter.
There's that little dum dum that I don't like. It needs to go. That sounds terrible. What was I fucking thinking? I think instead of that being there, I think what we actually want is that to go here. That's the chord I've been looking for. That little guitar. And I also think that these little fills will sound nice. Call this the guitar group, or we could call it a band, but you know. Maybe that could even go like here. And then where is that little bit that I wanted? There's like one chord in there. That's the one. Amazing. I think we might be done. I do also need to mix and master, and I want to do this sort these drums out a bit more. But I've covered that in other videos, guys. Like the sitch by this point. Yeah, you know how to do drums because of me and of course other YouTube content out there. End result of this song is going to be on my SoundCloud, so links down below. Go and check that out. Give me a follow. Keep sending me on music, because I like listening to it. If you haven't already, make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe. We need the trifecta. Yeah, Mr. Beast recently published a video and it got like 200 million views. So we need a few more subs to get to that point. But obviously, you know that I love and appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you found it useful. And as always, I think that pretty much does it. So